So Antony Carpen, political blogger in Cambridge, also known as Puffles the Dragon Fairy on Twitter. What is it that you have asked the government for?
I submitted a Freedom of Information request to the Department for Communities and Local Government in London, which was the department I used to work for in the civil service. And I asked a series of questions asking for a number of very specific policy documents that I would expect to see in any policy-making process for a policy of this size.
And why would you expect to see them?
It's because when you are trained as a civil servant, there are a number of pieces of due process that you have to go through to ensure, amongst other things, that you are reducing the risks associated with the policies and also ensuring that you don't get challenged in the High Court through a judicial review. So what you're doing is, as well as dealing with all of the potential problems that may come up, you are also ensuring that the policy that you are working on is produced to the best of your ability and also protecting the ministers too.
So you asked for a number of specific documents, essentially documents working up the case, if you like, for various types of devolution.
Absolutely. So the first document I would expect to see is a formal commission from a minister or from a minister's private office asking officials to commence work. So in this case, for the East Anglia devolution deal, I would expect to see some sort of a commission or correspondence asking civil servants to start work on this. Now, the Department for Communities and Local Government on the 20th of April wrote back to me saying that no such commission was made. Furthermore, in terms of the drafts of an agreement for Norfolk and Suffolk only, they've also said that no document of this nature exists, even though the draft document that was put out seems to indicate that it was written for perhaps one or maybe two local authorities only, certainly not for the three.
Well, yes, this is the thing. We have always been told that what happened with the three-county devolution proposal was that first Norfolk and Suffolk wanted to join forces, and then Cambridgeshire kind of got added in. So what else did you learn?
Well, I asked whether there was any formal commission or any request to add Cambridgeshire, and the answer was, again, no commission from ministers or private office exists. So I've asked them, they've stated local partners put forward the proposals. I've asked them further, who were those local partners? Where is the transparency in this? And as we heard in your debate earlier, many people were complaining about the lack of transparency. I also asked about stock briefing. This is briefing that officials provide to ministers whenever they go out and about. And I asked them about whether there was anything around Cambridge or Cambridgeshire being included in these devolution proposals. And again, they've said no such briefing exists. They've also said they've got no correspondence from other government departments, including such as the Department for Business, the Department for Health, Treasury, Cabinet Office, and Number 10. So there are a huge number of concerns that I have just in terms of due process. And given the number of people being affected and again, the timescales being involved, I would expect the government, I would expect Whitehall to do a much better job than it has done. And the people who I used to work with, these are competent officials. I certainly wouldn't be looking to blame them for what has happened. And yet the time it's taken them to respond to my Freedom of Information requests, they're asking to have this whole deal done and dusted for the next 15 years, done by Friday.
And you just don't feel that any of the groundwork has been done, or
No,
what?
absolutely not. There isn't the evidence base there, there hasn't been the transparency there, and it all feels like it's been done behind closed doors. And as a result, and we're seeing sort of similar parallels with the Greater Cambridge City deal, when you don't have that transparency, people who might otherwise be in favour of, or certainly at least critical friends of your policy, end up becoming hostile to it. And we saw that today.